Put on the crown.
Thank you very much. You want me to roll my hair?
Yes, I want to see you with that crown.
First of all,
There you go.
I do want to thank my wife very much. My wife Karen over here, who for the last 2 years hasn't really seen me much. I mean, and I played tournaments at 7 o'clock in the morning, come home at 11 o'clock at night. And then I come back, when I don't win, she doesn't get me discouraged, she supports me. I remember 3 games I played here at the Bridge Club. I don't want to talk about them, but before that, I'm on a race sheet in the beginning. Everybody knows, most people know here, that I am sort of an honorary member of the Mormon section of Judaism, because I've been known to travel with more than one woman/wife. It was one of these trips that we went from Los Angeles to Fort Lauderdale. And if you think about that, it goes through the Panama Canal. And that's the highlight of this trip. So the night before we're going through the Panama Canal, our waiter comes over and says, "Gary, they open up the bow of the ship, which is not normally opened up during a cruise. You know, when the Titanic guy sitting at the point there, I didn't climb up there. I was at the point. So it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm up because I'm excited. This is exciting going through the Panama Canal. I'm up there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm waiting as we approach the Bridge of the Americas, the bridge that connects South America with North America. We're getting there. I'm all excited. It's getting close, and we finally get into the locks, and we're pulled through the locks with the 8 mules. They're 1,000,000 horsepower engines. And we go through the locks, and it's very exciting. After we go through the locks, we go into a lake called Lake Gatun. It's one of the larger man-made lakes in the world. And that makes it a sea day. And on sea days, on the bridge calendar, it said it had something called Duplicate Bridge. Well, my wife is off with her mother doing paper mache or something like that, watching the watermelon being cut, I don't know. So I had nothing to do. So I said, I played bridge in the 60s at lunchtime. And so I went off, I figured they could throw me overboard. I went off to play bridge after lunch. And I'm sitting there playing bridge for about an hour. And one lady says to me, "Look, we're in the canal, we're in the second locks." I turn around, I can almost touch the locks from the window. Oh yeah, 2 spades. At that point, I think I knew I was in trouble. So I go home, I don't play another year, and I go home, we go on another cruise, and I play for 5 or 6 times, I come back, and then I have a Super Bowl party in my house. This is in the winter of 2006, and I have one of my neighbors comes over and says, "They play bridge at the Bloomfield Senior Center." Okay, so I go to Bloomfield Senior Center, there's this frazzled blonde. I think her name was Susan Petroselli or something like that. I'm all frazzled, and she's got these milk boxes full of these things, and she says to me, "Help me out, put out these bidding boxes." I look at her and I said, "What's a bidding box?" I had no idea what a bidding box was. They didn't have bidding boxes on cruises. I didn't even know where they went. Anyway, we played there, and then someone said they played bridge at the West Hartford Senior Center on Tuesday. So I went there. And then after a while, I realized that Tuesday and Wednesday just wasn't enough for me. And I think I found the Hartford Bridge Club in the phone book. Someplace 19 Andover Place. I was born in Hartford, and I delivered. I had no idea where Andover Place was. But I find it. That brings me to the first game I had here. I come in here, Donna fixes me up with John Moran, who's got to be one of the nicest guys around. So we're sitting over there near table 4, table 5. And this is one hand. John bids 1 diamond. I bid 1 spade. He bids stop card 3 clubs. And I pass. Now, I think we make 6 clubs on that hand. John has told me many times I've played against him that he's forgiven me for that. But the fact remains that in the last 3.5 years, he has never partnered up with me again. That brings me to about a week or 2 later. I'm partner up with my longtime partner, Ann Gordon. And our opposition happens to be Leslie Myers. Now, everybody knows that Leslie is a very formidable player. But I don't think I'm letting the cat out of the bag when I tell you, Leslie's a little intimidating, too. Okay? She can be a little intimidating, especially to a shy guy like me coming in, not knowing anybody. So here we are at hand. Ann makes a bid. Leslie passes. And I must have said I must have thought about 5 seconds, and I pass. Up goes the hand. Director! I'm going to hide her. She's calling the principal on me. So Donna comes over, and she's looking at me, and then Leslie says, "I've been damaged." Here's this lady looking at me, telling me she's been damaged, and I haven't touched her. Donna settled everything down. That was fine. Okay, let's go fast forward to the late fall of 2007. And I'm playing bridge here, and all of a sudden this guy named Dick Benedict, I have no idea who he was, comes up to me, and he asked me to play in a tournament, and his team member or partner in Cromwell. Now, not only is he asking me to play in a tournament, which is blowing my mind, this is 4 months ahead of time. I mean, people didn't book me for bar mitzvahs 4 months ahead of time. Well, asked me to play at cards 4 months ahead of time. Well, anyway, we did play in Cromwell, and he sort of got used to me, sort of. And then he actually asked me to play again. I think it was in Guilford in April for a sectional. And now he got used to my ordinary play. He still hasn't got used to the fact that I probably belong to the Yakety Yakiter Society. He can't get used to it. I have to socialize with everybody. It's just the way it is. Anyway, we played in Hamden, and they're giving out some awards. All of a sudden, he's getting this perennial Ace of Clubs award. I had no idea what Ace of Clubs was. And he gets this award. He gets it every year, Dick. You know, it's his award. I guess they just put his name on it right off the bat. And then I come back to the club here in May. I'm playing, and someone comes up to me, and I'm over there, and he says, "Gary, we saw your name in the Bridge Bulletin. You were 8th in the country in Ace of Clubs." Wow. Well, I guess you're right to say the rest is history. I mean, it motivated me a great deal, and I had a good year in 2008. You don't have good years without good partners. And I've been blessed with good partners, besides the partners I've mentioned already, and these are some of the partners I've had in alphabetical order by first name. Carol Ameo, who still owes me a game despite she doesn't think she does. Dan Finn, Diane Story, Don Fosberg, Doug Dobb, Jay Lou, Jan Zeldas, Joanne Curl, Larry Wallowitz, Lee Selig, Leslie Myers, Maggie, Steve Shamroth, Thelma, Tom Gertzman, Trudy Brown, Virginia Labadia, and Miss Vivian somewhere. Now, obviously, there's 3 names there I left out. And that's Merrill Stein, Larry Levy, and Inga Schul. You can have partners and you can have partners. Not only are these 3 people good bridge players, they're just great people. And they really, it's made my last 2 years really terrific. Larry and Merrill stuck with me, and I pushed them in 2008, and they stuck with me from game to game. It's been great. Then Inga came on board sort of in mid-2008, and she traipsed with me to Nashua, to Sturbridge, to Waterbury, to Danbury. I mean, better than the bridge playing was the talk we had in the car as we carpooled. I mean, just absolutely great. The time went so fast, it was incredible. Gene Copa asked me on Wednesday, what's my goal now? What's going to be my goal now? And my goal is to be at the Life Master Party for those 3 people. That really is my goal. That brings me to the last game, the 3rd game, a couple years ago. And Donna picks me up with Mrs. Watermelon, Helen Cantor.
Yes.
And we had played for the first time, and it turns out that her son-in-law and I played in the band together in Weaver High School, and we played in the Woodwind Quintet for 2 years together. So only 5 of us, Quintet, 5, and we went all over the city of Hartford. He played the bassoon, I played the French horn. So anyway, we just talked, and Helen wasn't a quiet person either. But at the end of the game, as the game was over, she put her hands on top of mine and said to me, "Gary, this is the happiest I've been since my husband passed away." Yeah. Okay. So anyway, when I came in here early, the first day I played bridge, I went wandering around, and I saw what I consider the 10 Commandments of the Bridge Club. They call it the Code of Conduct. It's the 10 Commandments to me. And one commandment is so important. It's not only listed twice, it's listed first and last. And we should look at these. And the first and last commandment is have fun. You guys are the Hartford Bridge Club. You guys have given me the last couple of years the ride of my life. And I have to thank all of you for making that possible for me. Thank you.
Oh.